Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you are going to get the chance to get these awesome Purely sleeves over here from our friends at Sleeve Chief. Now remember, discount code MCO40 works for anything on the website, so if there's something that you've seen on there that you actually want to pick up, you can use discount code MCO40 and save on your purchase. And these look gorgeous. Let's pass on over to Market Watch, shall we? MCO40. Make sure you guys smash the little crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more content. Oh, Robbie, where's all this pre-filmed content coming from? I'm actually in Chicago right now for the Bushiroad event, so come say hi if you're up in Rosemont for the weekend. But that doesn't mean that the market stops. So there's a couple of things that caught my attention over the weekend here that I'm just like, what in the world is happening with these cards? Well, Tidal, the Dragon Ruler of Water. These are actually like $9-10. Everybody else has been kind of thinking, well, hey, since Blaster came back, Tidal's next, right, Robbie? The fact that, we had sales data a couple days ago on this is kind of cringe, actually. But you have a Dragon Ruler on the move right now. The water rares down here also have been ramping up at the $7 to $8 mark as well. So kind of keep this in mind. I don't know what else to really say at this point in time. You've always got a lot of ban list hype. It's kind of doing its thing. And if people are freaking out about Tidal of all things, you might want to kind of pay attention. Now this is cringe as crap. 74, 24 for damaged, and then 74. Wait, you're telling me that you can get a light play down here for 51. But if you want that coveted near mint copy, which for an absolute zero from the GX manga is going to cost you $70 at this point in time. That's right, you heard me say that correctly. That is $70 frickin' dollars for an old manga promo just so you can play your hero deck. Yep, that's the market. You gotta love it. Oh yes, the Galaxy Eyes Photon Lord. I'm really glad that we have one brave challenger out here at the $43 mark. But other than that, they're $66+ at this point in time. But Robbie, this card has a reprint coming. Yeah, it doesn't immediately help the fact that if you're planning on playing Horus for October, November, December, you gotta sit on this thing for 3 months to be able to actually play it. Alright, so that's one major thing that you need to consider at this point in time is those 3 months don't help the fact that you need this. Yeah, it's cool it's on the block for the reprint. It doesn't help the immediate competitive need for the card. Caius, the Shadow Monarch. Well, this is interesting. I see that we've had a oops, up, and they're at $475 on the last sold. 440, 500. What in the world? You can thank Edison format and all these other formats that Caius the Shadow Monarch was an absolute monster for. And the fact that there was a time where you could have picked these up for $100, $300, and you kind of look around at this now and you're like, yeah, coulda, woulda, shoulda. This does prove that old cards that have amazing points in the game's history that people want to come back and revisit like this are going to go crazy. This is kind of interesting. These have continued to blow themselves out. Like, this card, you can still pick up. I can pick up a Portuguese copy here for $25. English copy is going to cost you $25.50 on up to $26 at this stage. Get a German very light play here for $27, actually, which is not too bad at the end of the day. But you got a lot of things that are just like, what in the world happened to these prices? Once at one point in their life, these were so expensive, and you come back and you kind of take a look, and you're like, what in the world? What forced this down to, the crazier price point that we're, no longer seeing this at? And that's kind of interesting. Still only at 6 listings as of filming this, for there can only be one. This is crazy. $70, $55 for light plays. 58. What do you want me to tell you here? This is about to actually hit $70+. You're about to have another rivalry of the Warlords on our hands here. And I know people hate it when they're like, oh my gosh, Robbie, stop promoting floodgates. Well, I'm not really. I just think they're cute. They're kind of good. And the fact that everybody else feels the same way here by picking these up indicates to me that the market wants this card. This is a highly sought after card that, you know, when these did bottom out at $48, yikes. A giant trainer, you know? The fact that these secret rares have continued to bundle on up here, $22, $28, $28. The good news is, hey, you still get the German Supers for $9. I love the fact they're still on this listing of all places. $17 for foreign, but $22, $32, $39 for English. This is stupid, man. Nobody wants to pay this. And the problem is like, it's such a good card. $10, advent calendars for $8.41s. Okay. Legendary Dual Soul Burning Volcano sealed product. Hey, you know, it's the $30 duelist pack. You know, as much as I give crap to these products that are extremely cheap, if you actually want to just buy a product to open just to have fun with the family, friends, something like that, $30 is going to look a lot more inviting, you know, versus some of these other crazier price points that we've seen on a lot of these products. So that's kind of something to keep in mind at the end of the day is, for the aspect of fun, $30 is a lot more enticing. Oh boy, Speed Duel Streets of the Battle City box is $28. These Dark Magician girls hit $20. Dark Magicians at 10s, the nice $8. Summon Skulls at 9s, Dust Tornadoes at 4s, Mind Crushes at 4s. Yeah, you got a lot of old application stuff in here, but for a set that's just kind of bouncing all over the place, this is kind of interesting. The old Widespread Ruins, $2. It's so nice looking. Gear Freed's coming in at $1.50. Dark Magical Curtain at $1.20. Okay, you got a pretty decent spread of things in here. Magnificus. You know, these have genuinely held. I'm actually really impressed with these. Nothing has really changed on these. $18, $17. Yeah. It doesn't look like that there has been any real change in terms of price. They've went up and they've held at the extremely high price point. Magical Stone Excavation from Champion Pack 2. You know, there was a time where these did pretty much blow out. 109 was the last sold. It's been a little while here. I see that you can get a light play German here for $60, but light play for 93. That's a little bit expensive. English name is going to cost you 100, 109. It's not terrible. Your hydrants are still, you know, you have one person trying to fire sell one here, but they've been 110 all week, actually. This thing has been so expensive, it's been ridiculous. People are genuinely like, what in the world's going on here? Yeah, there's so much hype in this. These are still 40 plus. Harpys Pet Dragon from Forbidden Memories. You know, light play for 54, but what's a near mint going to actually hit you for here? You're going to get punched for $135 for an FMR near mint version of these. This is probably by far, I think, one of my favorite collectibles in the game just to want to have. And the fact that these have maintained the price point that they have, I'm actually genuinely impressed with. The Warrior of Tradition. Remember, this is Sonic Made plus the beautiful Headhuntress. You're coming in 61, 60, 100. But these don't really sell all that much. 93. You can get a light play for 63 and 62. I mean, with all the retrains kind of coming through, who knows? Even in permanents. Man, our last sales day was 124, 124, 124. You know, I understand that we do have the rarity collection coming out, and I mean, who knows? Maybe we will see these buckle down a little bit more in value. But this is the modern era, like, good alti that people want. So the fact that you have been seeing these kind of tossing around out here and picking up, you know, the value that's been, you know, had for these, I think that's kind of interesting, at least, to see, you know, hey, we've got the goods, they're still going. Okay, and then the Dark Magician Girl Secret Pharaoh's Rare from Mavens. We are down to 350, 400, 424, on up to 500. Yeah, these are a lot of the Maven stuff is kind of interesting because bringing the Pharaoh's rare technology for one exclusive set definitely made some interesting rarities. You know, it was a one offshoot or two offshoot for this point in time, but it's okay. It's interesting. So, what do you think about today's market? Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. I'll see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Peace out. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.